Hi, I'm Aiman, and welcome back to one of my product reviews and unboxings. In today's video, I'm going to be unboxing and doing a first impression of this VCAN digital torque wrench. So, we're going to get right into it, and as I'm opening it, I'll talk a bit about it. We got this torque wrench because we have a few jobs where we need to deliver just a tiny bit of torque, you know, in the range of inch-pounds. And so we don't need a lot of force. And so in the past we've used these really small ones, but if you watch my video where I try to torque the valve covers on this Hyundai Santa Fe, yeah, there we go. Oh my god, they need to make these torque wrenches better feeling, because you'll see that I have actually a tough time with torquing it because it has very little feedback. The sound is very minute, and you can't really tell when you've hit the right torque. Okay, there we go. Okay, it's very hard to actually hear or feel the click. First off, there's not really a click, and second off, it's like very light. And so this digital torque wrench will help me with getting just the right torque. And besides, it's nice, sleek, and it also has, okay, well, actually, right now, I'll take the chance to go over all the features. It has a 3/8 inch drive compared to the one that we've had before. It has a 1/4 inch drive. This is nice because most of the time that we need a torque wrench, it's with, you know, at least 10mm sockets. So we don't really need a torque wrench for smaller bolts. So you get very little use out of this small torque wrench, but this is more compatible with a wider range of sockets that we need for auto repair, and that's exactly what we need it for. It has the little screen, similar to the other torque wrench, which I've done a video on, this Quinn torque wrench. It has settings where you can adjust the torque that you're looking for, and it will, I'm assuming that it will beep as you approach the right torque. Has, of course, the ratcheting, has a little loop so you can hold it. Charging port right here. Oh, this isn't a charging port. I see there's batteries right here. So this must be for data transfer. Anyway, let me put this down. Let's see what else we get in the box. We get a extension bar. And we also get a universal joint or a wobble bit. These are very handy, although just remember that these can impact the torque just a minute amount. It also comes with a screwdriver, so that allows you to install the battery easily. So the main two reasons that we got this is, one, for me, it helps with the feedback when I'm trying to do really small amounts of torque. This can do anywhere from 3 to 60 foot-pounds, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, 3 to 60 Newton meters, actually. Okay, so let me just install the batteries. So my dad also had a hand in, this was his idea to buy it. And the reason that he bought this one specifically is that compared to a lot of the 3/8 inch drive torque wrench, a lot of them out there, they deal within the range of 5 to 100 foot-pounds, which is not what we need. We already have a torque wrench that can deal with those high torques. And we're looking for something smaller that's going to be a nice in-between. A nice in-between of a 1/4 inch and a 3/8 inch drive torque wrench. So this goes from 2.21 to 44.25 foot-pounds. So it goes really low, quite in the range of this 1/4 inch drive, but also has the ability to be used with a 3/8 inch socket. So it's very versatile. And I mean, one thing that we were looking for was the length. My dad prefers longer torque wrenches, but I can see now that compared to this old torque wrench, it's only negligibly different in length. The length might be helpful for like feedback, so they can hear that click a bit better, but in this case, because this is electronic, it won't matter as much. And besides, you don't want the length to be too long, or you'll end up stripping your bolt by over-torquing it, or over-torquing your bolt. Okay, so we have the batteries installed. So here you can set the torque that you want to get, and I assume M is mode. Oh no, it's the memory. So you can choose the so there are up to 10 memorized torques that you can set, and then you can switch between the units by pressing U. Okay, so I can set this down to let's do like set 9 for the demonstration, or 7. Actually, you know what? Let's do 6.5. And then if I choose memory, I can set this to be different. So let's set it to 40 or 38. And then if I keep toggling through them, I can come back to 6.5 and then toggle again to 38. And this makes it easy to switch between different torques, which often you'll need to do if you're working on a car. Hold on. This keeps loosening itself. This is so irritating. Okay, so right now we're about 80 inch-pounds. Make sure it's tight. So, I believe the center button though, whenever you turn these on, you have to like set them down and calibrate them. So I think that's what the C stands for. Okay, well the C button actually stands for clear. I guess you don't have to calibrate this like you do have to with the Quinn one. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to try setting it to inch-pounds. So you can see it's set to inch-pounds. And you can also do kilogram centimeters. And we're going to set it to my 6.5 foot-pounds. We'll set to inch-pounds. It's gonna go, of course, it's just gonna multiply it by 12. And for these bolts over here, you know, they need to be torqued about 80 inch-pounds. So I'm gonna do that with my bit right here. I'll just take a number 10. See, this is why it's so convenient, is because I already have the socket right here. I don't have to have both a 1/4 inch socket set and a 3/8 inch socket set on my cart. I just have that one I have just one 3/8 inch socket set on my cart. That way I don't clutter things up too much. Okay, so let's see. So if I try to torque this bolt here, and this is where in a case where the extension might be helpful. So you can see how my torque increases as I try to pull it down. If I try to pull harder, it goes up really fast. You hear it beeping. And once you hear that consistent, steady beep, that's how you know you've hit the torque that you want, and you don't need to go further. But the idea is that as you're torquing it, you want to do it slowly, and then once you hear that beeping, you want to slow down, and then you can fully stop at that full beep. It's about 80 foot-pounds. Let's see that with what's going on? Okay, so I see that you gotta let it not experience any force for you to switch any of these. If I do it with foot-pounds, you can see the same thing happen. Although this one is less precise, obviously, because the units are bigger. But this is just a demonstration of us using it on a bolt. This is a demonstration where we would use it. Right now we have these bolts that need to be torqued to 80 inch-pounds. This is the rear valve cover, or this is the front valve cover on this Hyundai Santa Fe. I have a video on this if you're interested. Where it was previously difficult for us because when I was using that other torque wrench, I couldn't really get a lot of good feedback or hear the click of a manual torque wrench. But with a electronic torque wrench, where you can actually see the amount of torque that you're putting in as you're doing it, and hear when you hit 80 inch-pounds, you hear it very easily. But yeah, that's really all that can go in this demonstration. I mean, I just showed you it working. It's very robust. It doesn't seem like there's any problems so far, except for that one glitch where if you are trying to torque it and you press another button, then it will like glitch out. But it's really cool that it can work with 3/8 inch bits, even though its range is small, or not. Its range is small, but its range is meant to be towards the lower end of torque. I like that it's towards the lower end of torque compared to other wrenches out there, because that's what we need it for. I like that it comes with these extra bits. You can never go wrong with a universal joint socket, and it's nice to have just another extension bar. And they even give you a little screwdriver to help you change the batteries. So that's all I can talk about in this video. But yeah, that's where I'm going to end off this video. This is a very nice little device. We're going to definitely get a lot of use out of this in the future, as we've already gotten a lot of use out of this torque wrench similarly, so we will get a lot of use out of this one. Anyway, I'm Aiman, and today I did a review and unboxing of this VCAN digital torque wrench. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you guys have this torque wrench, let me know in the comments down below what your experience with it is like. Of course, it's not, we can't get like a year's worth of reflection on this just yet, but maybe in a year, maybe we'll come back and talk about these two torque wrenches, and you can see how they've done after a long time. But for now, that's going to be it. I'm Aiman. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. I look at other videos on EyeonAiman, especially the videos on my product reviews, and I'll see you in the next one. And also check out, like I said, check out that video on the replacing the valve cover gasket, because that is a doozy. But that's going to be it for this video. I'm Aiman, signing out. Peace.